Welcome to another episode of Radio Influencers, podcast series we're doing for Radio Update. I'm your host, Andy Meadows. On today's episode, we're going to expand on an article I wrote a couple of months ago about why it's time for radio talent to stop making excuses and start making more digital content. And in case you're wondering why, that's why I look a little different today. I'll be cycling through some of the different characters you can easily do and showing off some other digital content we create each week. But first, let's look at our Radio Update poll responses. In last week's Weekly Wire poll, we actually played off our last Radio Influencers episode about streaming data versus media base and asked, which one of these play a larger role in your music, ad, and move decisions? Media base was the top answer with 55.3%, and 44.7% said streaming data. If you watched last week's ep, you know that I'd obviously like that streaming data number to be a little higher, but at least it's moving in the right direction. I'll ask again in 6 months and see if I've made any progress as I continue to rant about this. By the way, if you don't subscribe to our Radio Update Weekly Wire newsletter, please log on to Radio Update and click the envelope on the right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe. It's free, features our best content that week, goes out to nearly 8,000 radio decision makers, and we average over a 30% open rate, so we got to be doing something right. Now let's get into today's episode. If you have any questions or thoughts after watching or listening, email them to me at andy@radiostationconsultant.com or editor@radioupdate.com, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. A few months ago, I was a little frustrated with hearing so many excuses from radio talent about why they couldn't create digital content. They didn't see the value in blogging, or they hated it because they weren't a writer, think podcasting is beneath them, or they don't see the point because there's already millions of podcasts, don't want to create video content because they didn't get into radio to be on TV, yada, yada, yada. So I wrote an article entitled Stop Making Excuses and Start Making Content, which I encourage you to check out. In it, I walk you through how and why I use this platform I'm currently recording on, Riverside, to record all my podcasts. Besides making it super easy to record high-quality audio-video podcast remotely from anywhere, it also has some great built-in AI tools that transcribe the ep, write a summary you can copy-paste titles and chapters for you, pulls reels for social, and automatically adds captions. We'll even edit the ep for you as well. It also, as a couple of months ago, allows you to animate some of those clips, which is how you've seen me jump in and out of a couple characters as we're doing this episode. I don't have an affiliate link for Riverside. I just like their service and recommend it to anyone who'll listen, especially radio broadcasters. In the article, I also mention a tool I have an affiliate link for, Radio Content Pro, an AI-powered show prep service that I tell everyone I coach, regardless of day part, to subscribe to because it makes creating high-quality on-air content and digital content so much faster and easier. This is a great tool for on-air talent of any level, brand new all the way up to veterans. It does all the heavy lifting for you, writes the teases, on-air copy with different link scripts depending on your day part or how tight your PD wants you to be, the blog copy, titles, social copy, video scripts. It's insane what Radio Content Pro can crank out within just a couple of seconds of the original story being posted, and most importantly, how well it puts it into radio speak so it doesn't sound too stuffy or boring. Recently, they took it up a level by adding Local Beat, where they do that same Radio Content Pro treatment on local stories to help talent create that so important local content every GM and owner wants. I'll put my affiliate link in the show notes, and you can also get to it by going to my consulting website, radiostationconsultant.com, and clicking the link there. Plus, coming up on September 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern, Tracy Johnson and I, along with Ava Hart, Radio Content Pro's digital spokesperson, will be hosting a free webinar. I'll put the link for that in my show notes as well. In my opinion, the most important digital content anyone can create right now is short-form video content, because that is what is working best on the number one platform for podcast, YouTube, and on social media as well. The algorithms seem to favor it. But it takes a ton of it to get traction, and creating those short-form clips used to take editors hours and hours. Personally, I used to hate creating them. Because I like having a lot of them, we use a few different services to create these. from any of our long-form video content. First, we pull some straight from Riverside. That usually gives you anywhere from 3 to 10 clips, depending on the length and how strong the long-form episode is. Then we also use Captions.ai and Quso.ai to pull additional clips because we're generally looking for anywhere from 15 to 20 from a 30-minute episode up to as many as 30 or 40 clips for 60-minute episodes to give us lots of options. These range anywhere from, the longest ones are about 60 seconds, but they can be as short as like 20 to 30 seconds as well. A few others I've used in the past are Opus Clip and CapCut. My favorite AI text-to-video generator right now is Google's VO3 because it creates very realistic-looking video in seconds for literally anything you can dream up. I've showed some examples of that here on the podcast before, but here are some more recent examples of things we've specifically done in-house using VO3.
Yes, Andy. It's been a rough week, but luckily all the cheap crap in our store is incredibly flammable.
Hi, I'm John from Lubbock, and I love all kinds of country music.
Hi, I'm Kelly from Lubbock, and Young Country 93.1 is my new favorite station.
You humans have roughly 5 years left.
I'm sorry, you're not on the list.
Woo! We're gonna get kicked out of here for sure.
Bold har Robert haft superafter with you.
Yes, Andy, I am, and I have Caveman Carl here with me. Sir, can you tell me what life is like here?
You my wife now.
See the full list of what's new this week at kmgz.com.
Yes, Andy, I'm here in the Jurassic period, and I'm not gonna lie, it's terrifying. Why did you make me do this?
Again, all of those were created with Google's VO3. We just have the $20 per month plan right now, and that's the same one I'd suggest for radio stations to start out with, but especially if you set it to generate one at a time and use VO3 fast to save those 1,000 credits per month, that plan is plenty for you. They'll also give you the option to buy additional credits if you run out, so you don't have to jump straight into the $250 per month plan. I highly recommend Google's VO3. It is a great way for talent to add some creative B-roll for cutaways that go with anything they're talking about, to add some sizzle for when you share that video to social. I know it goes without saying since I mention it all the time, but all of this is reliant on putting cameras in every studio where we're broadcasting or even recording audio. There's no reason not to do it at this point because they're super affordable, and so are the tools to make managing, switching, and editing video a lot easier. We help all of our clients with all of that, what to buy, where to buy it. If you want to know more, head to radiostationconsultant.com and schedule a meeting with me. I'm happy to report that since I wrote that article back in early June, I've seen a lot more radio broadcasters and radio groups getting more into digital content creation. Hopefully that trend continues because it's our best hope of being able to stay competitive now and going forward. What do you think? How have you encouraged your talent to stop making excuses and start making content? And if you're an on-air talent, what has gotten you over the hump, or why are you still resistant to become a digital creator as well as an on-air talent? Let me know. Email me at andy@radiostationconsultant.com or editor@radioupdate.com. As always, if you have some thoughts you'd like to share on this or any other hot radio topic, submit an article about it by emailing submissions@radioupdate.com. Thanks for listening, watching, and reading. We'll be back next week with a new episode of Radio Influencers. Radio Influencers is a Radio Update production. New episodes are released on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern.